Ladies and gentlemen, I saw a story that made me have to think. And I mean, I really have to put on my psychology hat for this one. And I want to share it with you, and I want to share my thoughts with you on this one. Um, so, I saw a video where there's a 22-year-old girl, and she has some genetic issue, disease, or whatever, and she looks like she's about 8 years old. And her mother is afraid of her dating. Now, I've seen the girl, she's a very pretty girl. And yes, it is okay for a man to consider like kids pretty. I think my nieces are beautiful. So stop the pervs if you're the pervs. If you're not the pervs, you understand what I'm trying to say. But anyway, so the mom is curious. It's like three questions. The mom is wondering the first question, which is, should I allow my daughter to date? Second question is, are the guys who are interested in my daughter like predators? And the third question is like, what do we think about the guys who may want to have sex with my daughter? And I mean, I understand because she looks like she's 8 years old. I get it. Like, I would never consider myself attracted to her, no matter what type of personality she has, only because I have kids, for one, and I'm judged enough on my own. So, and I mean, it's nothing against the girl. I don't know her name, but it's nothing against her. Just some people think the ways that they think. But first question I'll address: should she be allowed to date? She's 22 years old. So yes, she's a grown woman. Yes, you can't keep her. You can't stop her from feeling the feelings that adults feel. So if an adult woman who looks like a normal woman has a crush on a guy, likes a guy, wants to date the guy, you're gonna tell her no? No, you can't. Now, just because this other girl, this girl who looks like she's 8, has this, she looks like she looks, that doesn't mean that she isn't completely and totally an adult female. It just means that she doesn't look like one. So, what do we think about guys that might be attracted to her? That all depends. If it's just some rando on the street who doesn't know her condition and he's just like, damn, she hot, then yes, obviously there's something I would consider wrong with this person. I would have to make sure they're 500 yards away from school or whatever. But if it's somebody who, you know, knew the family, say a 22-year-old that she knew, grew up with, someone who knew the condition and everything, they developed feelings for each other and he wanted to date her, I say no. I say there's nothing wrong with it. I honestly think that, because not all guys are dogs, some guys are actually genuine, that give it a shot. And then really it's up to the girl, not the mom, to say anything. Which, again, I understand the mom's concern. But if you shelter your child, if you shelter your kids, especially if you try to shelter them as an adult, they're going to leave and they're going to go do the things that you don't want them to do to an extreme, because they want to experience it, because they may not ever get the chance to do it again. But if you, mom, if you let her go out with this guy and things go well, great. If things don't go well, okay, it's an experience. But I don't think it's wrong per se for this guy who's grown up knowing her, or who got to know her as a human being and could see past her condition, to be emotionally attracted to her. There's nothing wrong with that. And of course, for the third question, as far as sex is concerned, people have sex. Sex feels good. If we can look at it, I mean, we look at things through the lens of two-dimensional and three-dimensional issues. If we can look at the fourth dimension, which in this case we see an 8-year-old, even though she's 22, we see how she looks. We don't see who she is per se. But who she is per se is a 22-year-old sexual being, just like every adult. Teenagers too are sexual beings. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, there are, your Christian standards as to when you should have sex and things of that sort. But I mean, when you take that out of the equation, two consenting adults having sex is two consenting adults having sex. There's nothing wrong with that. If we can get over the fact that she looks like she's 8 years old, and we can understand that, in this situation where maybe this young girl, this guy and this girl grew up knowing each other, they formed a relationship, and they just liked each other, loved each other, and then decided to take that leap, then we could be less judgmental about it, and we can, because even though, first of all, it's none of our business what they do, but if we find out about it, we shouldn't be straight to judging and saying, "Oh my God, this guy is a chomo. This guy is just he likes to, have sex with kids." We can say, "Okay, she looks like she's 8, but she's 22 years old. We know these facts, so just have to, let them be. Maybe they are in love. Maybe, this is a real thing." Let me know, because it's controversial and it's wow. It's just. So let me know what you guys think. I love y'all. Y'all have a good one, and deuces.